So we're in 7.33c, and you just wake up and there's like a new patch or like really small updates. But actually, bear with me, in the end, you will see the most important thing is literally in the end of the patch. So what we'll do is we're gonna drink decaf together and we're gonna go through the changes on 7.33c. Hopefully I can speak English today. So picking up a wisdom rune now grants experience to the lowest level hero on the team. And if you're like the lowest hero, if the lowest hero pick up the rune, then the experience goes to the second lowest level hero, which is like really good. Right now, it's even more essential if you have seen like the previous guides. I really emphasize, if you're a post 5, go to the enemy territory and pick up and steal that wisdom rune. I think it's really important to do that, right? So definitely you want to do that. Even maybe it's a strategy to have like 2 heroes that are just gonna stand, like a Bane, for example, position 5, and like an X position 4, that are gonna like hold in place enemies in case both try to contest, and you're gonna steal it, and you're gonna have like this really big level advantage. Okay. Observer ward experience bounty increased from 50 to plus 6 min to 70 plus 8 min. So observer's ward experience is really big, and of course you'll see in the end what you need to do to abuse that more intensely. When a stack camp is killed, the player that did the stacking receives 30% of experience gained. So what they try to do is, like in reality in 7.33, they nerfed the patch. They nerfed the support. As a result, right now they try to help them back. They did nerf it for a good cause, but they tried to somehow, like, they understood that as a position 4-5, you don't really have a lot of levels, and they try to fix that. Torment or Reflect now always affect attacking hero regardless of distance. Cleared, yeah, so that's really good, for example, with Enchantress and OD, with a Pike, and so on. And cleared multiple tree paths that led to dead ends and deceptive-looking terrain, okay. Heroes bonus attribute points can now be skilled starting at level 6. So you can't really get stats before level 6. I'm like, okay, that's an idea. And Universal Heroes damage per attribute increased from 0.6 to 0.7, but they have all their damage reduced overall. So a little bit like changes. So Boots of Bearing, a little bit more expensive, still a good item though. Like I would like, because you can get to use it off cooldown. Bracer damage bonus increased. That's really good for Universal Heroes. For example, Pangolier, Void Spirit, Techies, and so on. Crimson Guard, that's a really big nerf. Recipe increased by 1050. Total cost increased, and it requires mana to activate. So, for example, right now with all these Medusa and Diffusal blades, for example, PL, Pangolier, Riki, and so on, this can actually be really significant. Eternal Shroud, strength bonus increased from 12 to 14, and Shroud now also converts physical damage from spells to mana. So that's a really good buff, because that's an item we actually got to see in the beginning with some kind of bristle and then just fall off. Fairy Fire, cost decreased from 7 to 65. I think like the problem with Fairy Fire, especially in these Universal Heroes that really want to get a lot of stats, is that why would you ever get a Fairy Fire when you can just get a branch, right? Hopefully that does make sense. Pavice, an item that is a must, now also blocks physical damage from spells. So that's a cute thing. For example, you get to play versus a Tidehunter that he gets to gas you, and that's like, okay, that's a physical damage in reality, even though it's a spell. Pipe got nerfed, health bonus increased, decreased, magic resistance bonus decreased. It's really big, because in reality 20% is as much as a cloak. And barrier mana cost increased, which is like, okay, again, we're gonna have the same problem with the Diffusal and the Crimson Guard. Ring of Health, health regen decreased, that's a really big thing. And of course, True Sight radius increased, that's also really nice. And Vanguard finally got nerfed, but still a broken item in my opinion. Health regen bonus decreased, damage block melee heroes decreased, and damage block ranged heroes decreased. So the problem is like with Vanguard and with Arcane Boots, you can just disassemble everything and all of a sudden you have Octarine. I'm like, and you lose nothing. It's a great investment, okay? So we're gonna go a little bit through neutral items. Duelist Gloves, I think that's a fine item, but I think it's not that great for farming. Siege of Serenity, really good item. I really like it because I like the plus health right now, 150 plus regen, plus the ability to have extra regen, really good. Trusty Savel, 40-second cooldown. Now with the Alchemist meta, you really want to like pick this up, for example, if you're a support, food for thought, so you're gonna dig more bounties and boost him. Dragon Scale, afterburn damage increased, that's really good for tower sieging. Eye of the Vizier, right now it's essential because 125 cast range, 50% max mana, but you have the mana regeneration. So I'm like, that's a really good item all of a sudden, okay? Vamprace stats reduced, so all of a sudden I don't really like Vamprace, especially on agility hero. I think it's really good for universal, but for agility hero, I feel like you might as well go for Ring of Aquila, right? Vampire Fangs, if you play something like a Gyrocopter position of 4, spell lifesteal increased from 6% to 10%. That's actually a really big boost. And I think that there is like the most important thing is probably then the Martyr's Blade with like 25% resistance, which is like make it a little bit better than the other options if you want magic resistance. For example, having like a Trickster Cloak, okay? Let's go to the changes. As we said in the beginning, universal heroes get to have more stats, you know, more damage per stats. So let's go and start to understand what does this mean. It means that, can I just go? Yeah, Abaddon, base damage decreased, level 1 unchanged. Alchemist, an S tier hero with Medusa, base movement speed decreased. Concoction decrease, which also hurts his position 3, 4, or 2 type of Alchemist play. Grievous Greed, base bonus gold decreased from 3 to 2, and extra bonus gold decreased from 3 to 2. That's like 50%, you know, that's really significant, right? And bonus movement speed decreased on level 1, level 2, and level 3 is the same, but XP is not as easy to take. As a result, you have this movement speed nerf, and you have like this movement speed nerf. Still, the hero is really good, but I think that it's not. He's gonna be still an A tier, but I'm not really sure if it's gonna be an S tier. AA a little bit intelligent decreased. Bane universal. I think Bane is really good, by the way. You see like base damage decreased, but same damage unhurt. Batrider same. Beastmaster base damage decreased, but you know, just like universal hero. But Hawk Vision decreased, which is like really big early on, because usually right now you get to have level 2 axis, even level 3 axis, even level 4 axis, and as a result you get Call of the Wild, like you get to max it later on. Bounty Hunter, the 2.0 version of Riki in the previous patch is Bounty Hunter, you know, base health regen decreased, like that makes a lot of sense. Track also cooldown, that a little bit hurts, but if the map is so big, so you just track one guy and he's just alone, you just get the kill. Brewmaster, Bright Mother, universal heroes, nothing. Chaos Knight, a hero that I really love, base strength increase, that's really nice, and minimum damage increase, so minimum damage, level 1 it's 90, I'm like, okay, that's pretty reasonable, right? You can't really go wrong with this spell all of a sudden. Chen, like a hero that was really hyped, I feel like he's still in a fine place. Base damage decreased. Clockwerk, my beloved Clockwerk, base damage decreased, but you have like more stats. I think Clockwerk, anyway, you never really buy stats, so you don't really care about that. My beloved Crystal Maiden got nerfed. Damage decreased by 20 damage level 1. That's a little bit hurtful actually, because it's 20 damage if you multiply that by 2, and with 130 you can easily take range creep. Not that you can do it with 110 right now, but with 130 it's also like 40 damage reality nerf, so that's a little bit hurtful. Nothing like universal heroes that got their stats fixed. Dawnbreaker, I still like the hero. Dazzle, I don't believe the hero. And Death Prophet, damage increase on level 4 on Crypt Swarm, that's fine. Maybe that makes a difference if you have a Kaya to secure the range creep. Other than that, this is all fine. The exorcism duration of 5 seconds is actually pretty good. Doom, a hero that we get to see due to the Vanguard and the Arcane Boots BS, that's right now that you can just get to disassemble. Like, if you want to nerf Vanguard, what you can do, it's literally, don't let it get disassembled. Get a recipe, just like with Lotsorb, okay? So that's going to be a really big nerf, for example, and a really big buff. You know, you're going to pick the item, just pick the item. But let's go back to the patch. Devour bonus gold decreased, and that's really hurtful, actually, because many times you just get in to have like level 1 or level 2, it's like, okay, it's 100 gold because the cooldown is the same. And then level 130, you're gonna definitely get like Devour level 1, maybe level 2 max. So you're gonna get some specific creep. I mean, Scorched Earth is insanely good. And Infernal Blade is like a little bit of decrease, whatever. Decay, I think this hero is really good right now. Definitely I like it. Base movement speed increased. Yes, that's nice. Base attack time improved. So DK is a hero that you can even like skip bottle right now with the bracer buffs, okay? With the bracer buff going from 2-4 damage to 3-6. Earthshaker got some things reworked, that's really nice. Fissure range increased. That's really big, actually. That's really big. Because then you have the Vizier from the tier 2 jungle items. So that's like, you can make like the connection. Enchant Totem, cast points improved. Aftershock, stun duration increased. So that's actually nice. And Echo Slam increased, radius increased, and cooldown decreased. So some good buffs there, even as support. Enigma, a dead hero in my opinion. Midnight Pulse, cooldown decreased, whatever. Gyrocopter, movement speed increased. That's nice. Like me and my students try to play it as position 4 and we just get vampire facts. I think like it's in a really good place right now. Hoodwink, Anchor Shot. Hoodwink like a hero that we haven't really seen that much actually. Slow duration increased and mana cost decreased, so that could also be buff for position 2, position 1 and position 3 Hoodwink. Bushwalk damage increased, so that's like nice on level 1. Do you see the improvement for 75 to 90? That's nice. Huskar, base damage increased. I feel like Huskar, I'm really surprised how this hero is actually not that played, mainly because you can go to the, like, people don't think about Roshan that much, especially in the lower ranks. As a result, what you can do is you can just snipe Roshan fairly easily, and with all this Void Spirit and Pangolier meta in the mid lane, Huskar and Temper Spirit, Huskar is a natural counter to these heroes in the mid lane. You can just go, you know, hard on them. So that's just some food for thought. Invoker, base strength increased. Cold Snap, so Cold Snap is probably the main spell of Invoker. Duration decreased from, in the, you'll see like in the end, right? You go from 8 seconds, right, to 6.5. That's pretty annoying. Even though the freeze is a little bit more, it's the duration that you carry in the end. Like, you kind of force them to get PKB because 8 seconds, like, you're just dying. Like, you need Gossip or you're just dying as support. Travel distance increased, right? So it goes a little bit faster right now, which is like kind of good if you were to be like Quaswex and you were to gank level 5, level 6, level 7. The tornado was just really bad. EMP, Aghanim Shard pull speed increased. That's nice. I haven't actually tested that myself, but you know, that's actually really nice. Like really 75% more. It's really noticeable. And Chaos Meteor, Chaos. Contract damage increased, right? Slightly. And burn damage increased per second, and this is like kinda nice, right? So they tried to buff Invoker overall. I think the problem with Invoker right now is that he gets to have some bad matchups right now. I think like Void Spirit and Tusker just moves right and left, and Invoker is like, okay, I'm gonna try to take your tower. I feel like he's like all over the place, so he doesn't really do something specific. Wisp, Universal, whatever, and my beloved Kotal had to get nerfed. Sadly, I think he's super strong. Damage decreased from 100 on level 1 to 85. You can still secure range grip with that. Radius decreased from 500 to 425. That's a little bit annoying. Because it was already, you could tell the difference if you were to play Kotal in the past, like 2019, and you had like Blinding Light, and then you were to have it as an ability. It's just the radius is just too small, and the cast range is even smaller right now. So that's a little bit annoying, right? Of course, we care about level 1, not level 4. That's like slightly more because you get to max it last a spell. Illuminate to clear waves, Chakra to play high tempo Dota. It's really essential. Okay. LC, strong, that's like one of the heroes that I felt was really good. Strength decreased, must, overwhelming odds, bonus attack speed decreased, and pressure attack health regen decreased. So, of course, that's a really good thing. Lifestealer, a natural counter to hero like Alchemist, is unseen because he just doesn't have enough time. No matter how many camps you're gonna put on the map, Alchemist is not really benefit from that. So, Rage cooldown decreased, that's okay. Ghoul Frenzy movement slow increased. That's nice, but it's not gonna push him the lane that much. And Infest, cooldown decrease, that's nice, but it's not nice enough. But hear me out. Lina right now, I was talking to a student right now yesterday. Sure, she got nerfed a lot from being like magical, right? From being sort of this physical in 7.32, and right now in 7.33, with the Etherlens into Octarine not being a thing, she got hurt a lot, even the magical Lina. But damage increased from level 1 to level 4, it's a little bit more. Light Strike Array, damage increased a little bit more. Talents, Light Strike Array from 130 to 150, that's really nice. All of a sudden, maybe Magical Lina, she's back. You still go for the Etherlands into Axe. You won't get the Octarine, sadly. And you can even go For example, Yasakaya, I think like if you get Axe, just the fact that the map is so big, we can definitely do some sneaky plays. And don't forget, Lina is still a lane dominator, okay? Definitely keep that in the back of your head. She destroys heroes like Void Spirit and Pango in the lane. Is she going to be as useful as these heroes later in the, like 6, 7, or like 8 minutes in, or 6, 7, 8, when she's like 8 levels? No, but you farm really fast and you can still buy BKB, so just some food for thought. Lion, 2 extra damage, some really fine buffs on Lion. I'm not really thrilled. Maybe the cooldown decreased on the lane is really nice, but that's it. Lone Druid, Lycan, Magnus, Mercy, and these are all universal, so they just have their stats fixed. Mars, a really forgotten hero, cooldown decreased, and Aghanim Shard damage per second also increased, but I don't Aghanim Shard, right? The spear, the fire. I don't think it's good though. I really don't think the hero is good. And let's go to Medusa. Like I've played Medusa support. I think the hero is really good. Let's go. Cooldown increased from 10 to 13, 12, 11, 10. That's fine, but you get to max spell, but if you're a support, that really hurts you. Mana Shield, level 2 can now be learned on level 1 instead of level 3. So what we were doing, level 1, we just get Snake. And level 3, because we couldn't skill Snake or Mana Shield on level 2, you were just taking on level 3 and you would just get both of the spells, okay? Damage per second decrease from 4 to 3.6. I still believe the hero is fine, right? And bonus mana decreased from 300 to 200. So that's like, you see like the level 1, like 200 level 1, 0. That's why you need to have level 2. So level 1, you can't be that much aggressive like we used to be as a position 5. Nature's Prophet, a hero I really felt was gonna be meta. Apparently people like, don't really felt like the same way, because I felt like, oh, big map, teleportation, that's nice. Apparently not. Cooldown decrease from 35 to 30. This is what we look, the latest level, because Nature's Prophet is a core. Max stacks increase from 12 to 12, so I'm like, okay, that's nice. And Wrath of Nature, definitely more damage. Potato. Nyx Assassin, really annoying. Still really good hero in the mid game. I don't think Nyx Assassin is good in the laning stage. Oracle, some minor nerfs like Fortune Ends, cooldown increased from 15 to 12. Like, okay, that's a little bit annoying because this is not the spell that we max. And of course, Fate's Edict, a spell that really got buffed this patch, right? With the ability to not disarm allies and do not remove the magic resistance on enemies. That's like really nice. Mana cost increased, okay? Pango, a hero that, dash range decreased from 850 to 550. That really hurts him. And the rest are details, honestly. PL, Spirit Lance cooldown increased. That's when, like, if you just, like, PL is a beast in the mid game, you don't try to nerf Valve. Don't try to nerf him by laning stage. You have to reduce other stuff. Primal Beast, a hero that was really good in the patch. Intelligence gained increased. Roar bonus armor per stack increased. So 2, 3, 4, 5. That's really nice in the mid lane. Pulverize, hit damage increased. More damage. And the rest are details. Razor, I love the hero, but it's kind of dead, sadly. No matter how fast you are. Riki, also a hero that I felt like he was really strong. Too many nerfs in 7.33. B and C, base armor decreased. Aghanim Shard reduction decreased. Blink Strike from 10 seconds to 13 seconds. Come on, Valve. Okay, hero is good. Just don't mess up with him. Right? Nothing. Aghanim Scepter distance decreased. That's like whatever. Spirit Breaker, first of all, Sniper, now provide 200 attack range when active. So, the take aim right now is 100% headshot, and it also gets you even additional 200 attack range. So, that's really nice. That's really nice. Spirit Breaker, I think Spirit Breaker is overall in a really good state right now because you don't really need the Axe to charge someone on BKB. Strength gain increased, mana cost decreased, GG. But Bulldoze resistance from 65 to 70, and cooldown decreased from 1.5 to 1.2. That's like nice to get more buffs. I feel like they just try to make the hero a little bit more core. Movement speed as damage increase. So I think like Spirit Breaker gets some really good buffs. Sure, this hurts a lot, with the Charge of Darkness not being able to actually apply to BKB targets, but that's like really annoying. And cooldown decrease. Actually, Spirit Breaker is a fine position 3 right now, right? It's a really fine position 3 right now. So, food for thought. Techies, still great hero. TA can never be a hero as long as Alchemist, Medusa, and Terrorblade are in the meta, because she simply cannot kill them. That's all. They just have too much armor or too much farm. Terrorblade, Sandra can no longer debuff BKB targets. Underlord, I think Underlord's still a fine hero. They like nothing here. Venomancer, fine. Venge, no. Void Spirit, for the 15th time in the history of the game, gets his abilities nerfed, damage decreased, so that's like a little bit annoying. And of course we're gonna go to the ultimate hero, which I've been playing since 7.30 through 32 as support, both me and all my students, right? As a support, and we tried that recently with a build like position 5, and we're just going, for example, Edderlands, Philaster, and Kaya, and then Sunshine Kaya, and you just go a little bit of ZEUS. In the past, it used to be Axe, Refresher type of things, and the Shard, but right now, hear me out on that. Mana cost decreased, right? I'm gonna make a guide on that right now. If you want me to make a guide intense like the rest of the guides, please type down in the comments. Mana cost decreased from 80 to 75. That's a really big boost in the laning stage, right? Thunder God's Wrath also gets the damage increased. 50 damage is pretty significant, guys. And then talents instant increase from 0.5 to 0.3 to 0.5, so that's like 0.6 in total. Or you can go for a core build in the safe lane, because you have the arc lightning from 4% to 6%. That's really significant. Like I've been telling all my students, no matter what role you are right now, play ZEUS, play the God of Olympus. It's extremely good. I'm not even joking, right? I think it's really good. You can get a shard at 15, you get a growth ball because you get to choose a jungle item, you get a manta. In the safe lane, even in the mid lane to start with the Witchblade, it's really good. Please trust me on that. And as a support, I'm gonna make a guide on that. Trust me on that. You can just out right click anyone. It just has insane stats for like years right now, okay? Nothing else. I think it's all about ZEUS. The universal heroes are a little bit annoying. A little bit like last advice for ZEUS. Try to ban Nyx, a little bit annoying as a hero, right? Because we have a lot of intelligence. Tell me your thoughts, share your thoughts. I really like these changes. And of course, you know, if you have any questions, as usual, you can just type down in the comments. If you're into coaching and you want to like be in a really positive community, click down the link below. I'll be more than happy to invite you in and just be a part of a really small positive community. GG, Raza, tell me your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.